Hello friends, this is part 29 of Angular 14 series, and in this session we will discuss about that multi-select along with the multiple customization. Okay, so before proceeding this session, please watch my previous session, that is part 28, and this is extension of that session. So in this session we'll discuss about that some of the customization which actually recurs in our real time project. So maybe from my experience I have faced this kind of customization issue, and that is why I thought I need to share these things with you. Okay, so first one is the prevent autofocus. So while you implement that mat multi-select with the chip, so here is first face the issue, like if I click outside after selection, if I click outside, then if I select, see that cursor focus is not returning inside the text box, I mean search area, right? So how to achieve that? Here is the simple solution, that is, here I will use selected customer list. This reference, whatever name you would like to put, you can. Okay, so after that, one attribute from material, that is called mat chip input for, and here I will paste it, I mean I will assign it. Next then let's see now that look and feel also got changed, right? Now if I click outside, then also I can search something from here, I mean focus is returning. Okay, so now next thing is keep open suggestion panel. So while actually I'm selecting the options, immediately it is closing out. Maybe I can select other option, right? But every time I need to reopen this panel to select or deselect. So how to achieve that, how to retain the panel open? To achieve that, first of all I have to use view child, and here I'll use mat, keep one alias name, that is called maybe whatever name you would like to put. Here I would use custom trigger, which is type of this, and I don't want to assign any value during initialization. That is why I keep I'm keeping not symbol. Okay, and now here I would like to use one private method, keep panel open, and this dot custom trigger dot open panel. Okay, so there is a method, one method open panel, and call this method every selection or deselection of the option. Okay, this dot this, just save this change, and now let's click. See, the still that is not working. Why? Even though I have I called that method open panel from the mat trigger. So to make it functionable, just keep in mind there is a method called request animation frame. Okay, without this it won't workable. Okay, now let's save this change. Sorry, one syntax error. And here now see, it is working. Okay, but after some times only it is opening. Why is so? For let me quickly check the network here. Let's select. Oh, okay, so every selection actually call is going to the API, that we need to prevent, right? So how to prevent that call? First of all, actually on selection, that input value actually changing. Okay, and that form control value changes subscription already we have written, but we need to prevent that. Okay, so private, and let's say force to API call, maybe it should be boolean, and by default true be true. Okay, first time it should call, first time API should call. Okay, and here I will use this dot. Okay, if force API call is true, then only HTTP call should go, otherwise not, whether that value change happening or not. So, and also one more small customization here, that is, if object is coming, then the blank string, otherwise value or blank string. Okay, now let's save this change, and first time click, second time click, it is happening. Okay, make initialize the false after selection. Okay, now this dot they sorry, this we have to make it as false. Now let's save change, it should work. Okay, now select, see, it is working, right? Okay, cool. Now next thing is, okay, one more operator we should use, that is called debounce time. I already discussed on this part in my previous session. Please watch that session if you are new for this. Okay, let 500 millisecond, and then see, every time actually, yeah, it's if I unselect or anything, it is still retaining, right? So now if I unselect, or you can say, if I remove the options, selected options, the panel also closing out, right? So for that reason also you need to just call this method on remove. That is why actually I have created a custom private method, okay, to call multiple times. Okay, so I guess it should work. Let's save this, click, yes, it is working, right? Cool. Now next customization is show selected list at top. Yes, so this is actually most of the customer actually want. Okay, so whatever you have selected the option here, that selection to be the reorder. Okay, selected option to be first, then other option will go. Okay, so how to achieve that? So for that, let me create one public method, that is called reorder options. So as here I will use sorry, let me use the let variable and new list, which will be type of I, and here I will assign whatever selected customers, those customers to be first, and then here this method I will call from the HTML. Okay, so let's say the event will come as, maybe I can attach this, copy, and so this autocomplete is having one event that is called open. While suggestion panel will open, this time only this ordering will be done. Okay, and here I'll use the dollar event. And what would be the event type? If you want to check, just go to the material, and here there's called API and autocomplete, then just come down little bit here. Oh, okay, so there is no event void type. Okay, so don't use that. And then what as this is not returning any value, so for that, how do we get the list of customers here? Whatever customers already rendered in this list. Okay, so how do we get that? Because here we don't have, as we already know, the customers observable we have subscribing in the template. Okay, there is no scope to get the array value, customers array. But we have another option. Okay, so view child, and then mat autocomplete. That class here I'll use, and auto complete reference, which will be type of this, and I'll copy this and just come down here, this dot autocomplete reference dot options here, and then this option, if I mouse over on this is actually returning an query list of mat option. Okay, no, which is not array type, or you can say customer array. For that, what I need to do, I need to use the map, and here c dot value. Okay, so this value is nothing but this customer object, which is already we assigned inside this value attribute. Okay, and then we have, after this, actually we have that I will use the for each, then each customer I will loop through, then C for customer, I can keep the alias name here, and then what I'll use, that whatever new list is there, I will push the customer here, but okay, now, and after that this customer observable will be changed with the, here I will pass the new list. Okay, this is the small change. Now let's save this change, but before that, here one, okay, as we are not getting any return type, so let me remove that event. And here now let's see if I select, it is reordering, right, but duplicate value is there. Okay, for that, to prevent the duplicacy, here what I need to check, before pushing to the array, then this selected customers dot find index, maybe selected customer alias name sc dot row id equal to c dot row id. If it is found less than 0, that means it is not found inside this selected customer, whatever new customer is there in the list. Okay, now let's save this change, and then select, see, if I select the 132, reorder is there. Okay, if I reopen the panel, again it is there. Now if I search something, let's say 101, some other, oh okay, that autocomplete search is not working, is because I have added that flag as this one. I will added the flag while we are actually selecting, this flag got false, and that is why it is not coming inside this body. What we need to do then, on input change, maybe here I will use that event input change, this input change event, what is called force API call, make it true. Let's save this change. Select, and then 101, yes, call is there, and select. If I reopen, see, if I reopen and remove this, see, the new list came as we had previous, and along with the searched element also is there, right? So here this way we can reorder the options. Okay, if I remove from the middle of any of the option selected customer, let's say 148, see, it is reordering, right? Again, if I select new one, it is coming. Cool. Now here next thing is reset option. Reset option means if I search something, let's say again 105, 105 came, and after selection actually this should be reset as this, right? How to do that? Okay, so one is the reference here, search control input. Let's take this, and here I will use view child and this one as the reference, and this should be element reference. Okay, element reference of type of, let's say, any. As of now, what I'm thinking here, after this input I will keep one what is called icon, that is called mat icon here, and then I will use one click event that user manually have to click to reset the panel list. Okay, so here reset, and let me copy, and then what I'll do, force API call as true I will set, and here is the icon, but this icon should be visible only after selection. Okay, if there is selected customer. So for that, what I need to do, here star ng if, and the selected customer dot length, if that is there, then only this icon would be visible, and then select, and then if I reopen, or maybe if I search 101 customer select, and if I reopen, the selected list only is there in the list. Now let me reset it. Okay, after resetting, what is happening here, call is going on not, let's see. Okay, call is not going on. Okay, so for that, what to do? Okay, that is not firing. Let's debug it. Why not firing here? Okay, let's click. Yes, it is there. Native element setting as blank, and then force API call true. Okay, once I do that change here, value actually, that subscription is not firing. Okay, let me again try. Yes, that is not firing. Okay, okay, search control, right? This dot search control dot set value as null. It should fire, right? Select, and select, then 101, search it, select, and then let's reset it. This, let me put a debugger there. Continue. Yes, now it is coming. Okay, now panel got reset. Okay, after reset, I want this panel should keep open. Okay, let's try one more time. 105, let's select and then reset it. After resetting, panel got closed, right? So for that, same thing, that keep panel open, need to call. Just save this change, select, and select, then try 101, select, and after reset it. Yes, now it is working fine. So this way we can customize. If you have better plan to implement this part, you can do let us know in the comment box, so that we will be very happy to see that. Okay, so now next thing is custom trigger with more options. Okay, here as I pointed it here, suppose let's say I have this small screen. Okay, I have small screen. So in this small screen, see, every customer selection, the control actually breaking down to the next line. Better look and feel, what we can do here, after one customer selection, if user select more customer, then here will show them like plus 2 more. okay, like that, so that if they reopen this panel, it would be visible for them, the selected customer here, and also look and feel will be good only. Okay, so how do we achieve that? That is called custom trigger for more options, like as I mentioned in the screenshot. So for that, uh, I already created one new component. Let me copy this whole code there, that is called chip with trigger, and here I will paste this role and then copy and paste it over there. Now we'll concentrate this chip with trigger part. So as you can see here, the mat chip we are iterating through and we are displaying here. Instead of this selected customer, I will use this, and this length must be greater than 0, not greater than 0, greater than 1, and here I will use that span and the class class interpolation, and here selected customer dot length -1. Okay, let's save this change and go to the here. Now select, yes, now it is working fine, right? So now if I reopen the panel here, so I can see one already selected and 3 more, so total 4 is there. Okay, if you now user wants to delete, they can unselect, and then this way. Okay, so this way we can customize. But here one problem, small problem. But now if your customer, or maybe your client, like based on this screen size, okay, it should detect how many chip can decide to keep here. Okay, now let's say in this scenario, at least 2 chip can able to show first, right? After that only that more option will be visible. But how to do that? So for that we need to create a custom directive, and that part will discuss in upcoming session. So for that, stay tuned and be safe. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.